Hey folks, it's Fritgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Ravenport. We are just finishing up our wheat harvest right here, and then we've got to replant these fields. So at the moment, we have got 3,600 litres of wheat in storage, and we've got 10,000 litres of oats. Our chickens at the moment, it looks like we're wanting around 16 to 20,000 litres. I mean, once that gets full, probably close to 20,000 litres of wheat per pen for 6 days. We got that pen down there, that's a few less, about 4,000 litres in there. Then we've got our horses as well. It looks like they want around almost 32,000 litres of oats for 6 days. So we do have to make sure that we've got plenty in storage, and we don't have a lot. I was talking about putting some beans or something like that in. I'm thinking that what we really should do is just pretty much the same crops that we've done this time, do it over again. And maybe we'll swap the fields over so that we've got a bit of crop rotation going on there. Crop rotation is always a good idea, I think. I still need to do a little bit of mowing. We haven't mowed this field yet, and it is on my to-do list. I need to do that. I was speaking to you last week about what I should do for the main aim for this series, whether we should wrap it up fairly soon or keep going, get loads more chickens, spread out this way first into that area, and get several more chicken pens along here so we can really start ramping up food production for the chickens, and also then start buying these up and get cows. And our main final target on this map being to own these fields up here and combine them all in together. Several people said they would prefer me to work these as two separate fields, because field A is big enough really on its own. We don't need to go for a super mega field. We could combine these three together and have that one, so we've got two separate fields up here. Combining these together could be good. A number of people said don't go for cows on this map, just stick with chickens, horses and sheep, and then go for cows in a big way on the next map. Most people are saying that they'd like me this time to sell everything on this map and take that money to the next map and get established with that money and carry on from there. So a few people said that they want me to buy out this whole map, but not many seem to be going down that road. I get the impression a lot of you would like me to go for my end target here of owning these fields and these fields here. Go for chickens, sheep and horses, and don't worry about cows on this map. And then buy up, sell everything, go to the next map, buy up a big chunk of land on that one, and really get... So we go straight into at least sort of mid-range kind of farming, and then from that point we go onwards and upwards even more, but on the next map we really focus on cattle production as well. We have a huge amount of cows on the next map. This is one thing I don't understand, right? It's supposed to be backing up, so it'll go to the next bit. But what it's going to do is it's going to go all the way to here. It's going to turn round. And then I don't really know what it's going to do. It might reverse up, I suppose. Oh, there might be still a tree stump up in that bit up there. But yeah, I seem to get the impression that more people would rather I didn't worry about cows this time and that I do cows next time, even though we did talk about getting cows on this map originally anyway. It seems to be that a lot of you aren't that concerned about me going for cows on this map. Although it does seem to be split. I am only going on what comments said. But most of you do like the idea of the end game target for us at the moment being to own those three and that one, as well as this chunk here. But maybe not turn that into grass, maybe combine that together to be another arable field, and then down here we can squeeze in more animal pens, because we don't need to worry quite so much about all the arable stuff down here. That's kind of what I'm going to work towards. We'll leave cows at the moment, and we will focus on chickens because those are big money earners. And we've got some sheep, so we'll keep going with sheep and horses as well. I want more horses so that I've got more named people, more people in the book of named Frithgardians, a great book of names. I want to get more of you into the game. So we're going for more horses, and we're going to do it that way. We'll keep using the groom mod on that, but we've still got to keep producing the oats in order to feed them, and the hay for them as well, and the straw and everything else. So we do still have to keep them going. And yeah, chickens will be our priority. We'll get some more sheep. We'll probably turn this into animal pens. Maybe keep this field going for now. I'm not really sure. And we'll start buying up some of this so that we've got some expanded arable land up here, and then we can see about changing that to grass later. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do yet, but however we do it, I think we can have a bit of fun. I think it is going to be interesting, however we go about doing this. The next map that I go to, if we don't do the cows on this one, we will go for cows in a big way in the next map, and pigs. Several people said pigs, but don't do pigs on this map. You want me to really go for pigs in the next map, because we haven't done pigs on this map, and it would be really awesome to see pigs and see pigs done properly, and go all the way on it. A couple of people said, and I do like this idea, this is actually something that I was thinking about myself, and it's kind of spooky that it was immediately suggested like 2 days after I came up with the idea, and that is not have land as a target for, maybe not this series, maybe the next series, but have a set number of crops. We've got to achieve a target of 25,000 litres of every single crop that we can produce in storage. All root crops, set number of bales of cotton, straw, hay, silage, literally everything. Now, I wasn't actually thinking of having that as anything to do with this series and the maps that follow on from this series. I was actually thinking that that would be a suitable target for my next hardcore series. But I would tweak it slightly, and I wouldn't have, I'd say maybe exclude cotton or something like that. I don't know at the moment. I don't know. I'm still kind of toying with that one. Are we going to fit all of this in here? Oh, yeah, because this one does pile up a bit, doesn't it? I still don't know. I don't think we will. No. 1,400 litres. 1,400 litres doesn't fit. So what I'll do is I'll bring this 1,400 litres over here, and I will put that one down a minute. There we go. Like that. One round here. So I need to get some planting done, and I need to get some fertilizing done, and I need to get some spraying and stuff like that done, and so that we've got weed control. Let me have a look at the options. We've seen weed control, right? We've seen what that's all about. So we've got plant growth is on normal, plant withering is off, crop destruction is on. I'll leave that. Periodic ploughing, lime, weeds. Right, I'm going to turn weeds off just to make that a little bit easier for us. Fertilizer, you don't get to switch that on or off or anything like that. We will leave the lime requirement for now, but I'm going to turn weeds off just to sort of speed things along a little bit and make it a bit easier for us. If you don't like that idea, then by all means get into the comment section and let me know. It's very important that I do know about such things. So, yeah, we're not turning the lime requirement off, and we do actually need some lime right now. We've got to do that. You might actually want me to turn lime off as well and not worry about that and kind of focus a little bit more on just getting the crops grown and getting the getting crops growing, producing the straw and stuff like that. We have done all the lime requirements. We've done things like that. So you may not think that we need to be doing that anymore. So give me some feedback on that, and I'll alter that one next week if we don't need to. We will do lime this time round. I'm just going to shut you off. I'm not going to bother washing it this time. Go to you over here, and we get this one hauled down and tipped out. So we've got another 31,000 litres of wheat. That's absolutely fantastic. Before I go and tip it out, I will just go to each of the chicken pens. Not each. The two big chicken pens. And we'll tip a little bit of the grain into each of these so that they've got more to keep them ticking over. That's then almost a full week's worth, 6 days worth. And then we don't need to worry about them for a little while. Bring that up to there. Because I was thinking of growing beans so that we could sell them for a bit of cash crop. But I've since thought about that, and I don't think we should be doing that. Not yet, anyway. Because I think we need to get more wheat and oats into storage. I think we need to have plenty of both of those in storage so that we can cater to the needs of our growing chicken empire and our growing horse empire as well. If we're getting more horses and more chickens, we're going to need more grain. We're going to need a lot more grain than we're producing at the moment. So we're going to start stockpiling it a little bit to future-proof against all the horses and stuff that we're getting. Bring you back up here and tip that one out as well. There we go. Right. Let me just have a look in the chickens again. Because one of the... Right, we've got 407 in there, 84 in there, and 88 in that one. This one here, reproduction rate, we don't have a reproduction rate anymore. I'm not going to worry about selling chickens from the pens anymore. We're just going to have eggs from them. We'll keep this one with the one rooster in the 99. These we won't worry about roosters in there. We've got the black and white sheep in here. We need more grass and hay in there, which is why I need to go and do some mowing. And this is another reason why I don't want to worry about weeds, because we got enough sort of stuff to deal with keeping. If we're expanding slightly on the sheep as well as the chickens, and we're also expanding the horses, we're going to need to be doing quite a bit of grass production as well as various different crops in order to be able to keep everything flowing smoothly. We haven't really, well, I was going to say we haven't really got any choice. We do not have any choice on this. It's all got to be done. So we just tip all of that out there. Now, one other thing that I was considering, go into landscape mode, it's a lot easier to see, is come over this way and do a track up this side of the field up to here. And we own this now, so I could also extend a track over to this bit over here. I don't own the land there, but I do own this bit. So extend that out, and then remove this track here completely. That can then be completely removed, and we join the field straight across here, and we turn all of this into grass. The whole thing, this will be our grass field. So then that's going to produce plenty of grass for the sheep there. And it's also going to produce plenty for the horses that we've got over here. The chickens will expand this way. We can bring the chickens out over here. And then the horses, we can expand the horses up here a little bit, I should think. Something like that. I'm not quite sure where I'd want to go with the next pen of horses. I haven't quite decided on that, but I was thinking that way we've got a bigger field of grass over here. It'd just make it a bit easier if we've got a bigger field of grass, and then we haven't really got to worry about that. Plus, we've got one big field at the moment of arable as well, so we can alternate between the two, and it's not going to take very long before we've got a bit more money. And I was thinking the first thing we would do is buy one of these fields up here. We've got a track that comes up this way, and that goes around there. Let me turn this round a minute. There we go. Right, so we've got a track that comes up here, and we can run this track with the combine, with the tractors. Everything will fit up through there. We might have to remove a couple of these trees, and we get to this point. We can run up here. We can't terraform this, not really. But maybe we could well, we don't need to. We don't need to actually do any digging work or anything on here. I mean, if we buy this up here, we could maybe harvest some of these trees. If we have a look at the map a second, we've got X for land. Oh, that's a separate piece. Right, that's 370,000. So no, we wouldn't be able to do any alterations on that at all. We wouldn't want to either. That right there is 300,000. This is 203,000, and I want to get that one fairly quick so that we can get more chickens coming out this way. But also, I want to be looking at some up here, because, I mean, we got a nice big field. 17 up there is a nice big field. It's 200,000. That one's 137. That one's 126, and that's 102. We can afford that field right now, although it's not a particularly big field. I'm thinking, really, we want to go up there. Get that one, and then we can worry about joining the fields together a bit later on. And we can skip out these bits for now. There's trees there, yes, but other than the trees, there's not sort of a huge amount that we would want to use. So that's kind of what I was thinking about what we could do to progress things along. I'm not going to do that immediately, though. I don't have plans to do that immediately. What I'm going to do immediately now, so I'm going to switch that one off. And I don't have a big fertilizer spinner, do I? Lime spreader, rather. That's one thing I don't have. Yeah, I never bought one of them. I don't want to go there. No, we leased one, didn't we? We leased one briefly, and then we returned it, because I didn't think that I'd need to worry about it for ages, so I returned it and then didn't bother. No, there's nothing in there. Leased items. I've still got this lot on lease. And I still want to keep some of it on. I'm wondering about these, because I haven't done the wood chipping for ages. Although that is a good source of income, and we got loads of trees that we can go and chip up and go and sell. So, no, I'm not getting rid of them yet. I'm not getting rid of them yet, because I still have a need for them. I still want to use them. So we are going to have to go here to Fertilizer Tech, and we're going to need to get something that will take lime, which is just these two. And it was that one right there that we used last time, and we got that one, and then I filled it right up. I put both the extensions on, like that, made it absolutely huge, and then we got the spreading discs. I used a 6-meter unit on it. This is $47,000, it's almost $48,000 this is. I'm going to leave the wheels as they are, and I'm going to lease that one. Right, done, leased. And this takes, what's the capacity? 14,000 litres. Back again, and then I want to go into here, and I want to go to big bags. Seeds, lime. Right, you're 2,000 litres, so are you. It's actually cheaper in those bags. Didn't expect that. Right. 2,000, so I want 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. I'm not going to worry about doing anything special with that. All we're going to do is we're going to have this one, and we're going to run up the road, and we're going to grab it. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to get up the road, grab it, and then come back again. So we'll leave that trailer with all the pallets on it right there. It's not going to be in the way. At least I don't think it is. And as soon as we've got the lime, we'll bring that back. We'll throw that up and down on the field. And then we can see about getting some planting done, as well as some other stuff as well. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What have we got in the way of time? 407. 150. Grass hay is okay on there. They're alright as well. You know what? While I'm going, I'm going to fast forward time 120 times speed. By the time we get back, we'll get up there, we'll load up the lime spreader, and by the time we get back, time will have advanced quite a long way. We get the lime onto the field. We've turned weeds off now. We're not going to worry about weeds. That's one less thing that we've got to concern ourselves with for the time being. Maybe we'll turn it back on in like a week's time. I'll see how you guys respond to that particular one, turning the weeds off. You may think it's a good idea. It may let us focus on some other aspects of it, because we do seem to spend a lot of time dealing with these weeds. And, you know, this series is not intended to be, like, completely realistic. Not like the Super Hardcore series. That one I want to stick as close to realism as possible. This one we've got a lot more artistic license. We are going, you know, we're still being reasonably realistic, but I feel that artistic license such as disregarding the need for lime and weeds and stuff like that is well within acceptable bounds on this particular series. So back you up there and I get all these loaded a minute. Well, it would appear that the reason they're cheaper is because you can't load from beside them. It's not letting me do it. I've actually physically got to pick each of these up and drop them into the spreader. It's not having it. Absolutely not having it. I don't think I can sell them either. That's a bit of a nuisance. Can I sell them? Can I go into owned and sell them now? Owned items. I own all of those because those are reusable pallets. Right, well, it would appear that I can't do that. So what I'm going to do instead is... might be able to do this fairly quickly if I can use the forklift to do this. I get this one down here and wedge it up against that wall. Probably would have been quicker to turn round and back down, but what's done is done. Whiz round here. I made it round the corner, which I didn't fully expect to do. We'll bring this one back up here and we'll see if we can use that forklift just to very quickly get these bags unloaded. So I'll bring you to there. Low down to the ground, actually, like that. There we go. Right. That's the one that I want. Okay, so lesson to be learned here. If you want to do it quickly, don't get the bags. Get the just the ordinary pallets, because you can park up beside them. Just press R and load the thingy up, which you can't do with these. So pick you up like that. Doesn't go very high. I would love there to be a second forklift that goes higher than this, because this one really doesn't go high enough. Problem with this is when I do that... oh, there we go. It does eventually do it. You just got to sort of wiggle it a little bit to get it to fit. Oh, somebody suggested in the comments last time that I try putting the pallet forks underneath the bag and see what that does. So I'm going to try that in a minute. Let me just tip this one out a minute. There we go. Get that one out there, and then we'll try putting the pallet forks underneath the bag and just see if that works. I don't know. I've absolutely no idea. Obviously, you try and do great demand at spinnery and a great demand at the sawmill. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm still on 120 times speed, aren't I? Right. Let's just have a look at these. Great demand at the spinnery, 2,300 and $317 per 1,000 liters for wood chips. I don't know if that's actually a good price or not. I can't remember what we were... oh, I know how I can find out. I did have a list somewhere of average prices. Yeah, it's a Reddit post entitled, I've been working on something else. And basically, you've got average prices for new farmer, farm manager, and start from scratch. We're on new farmer on easy mode. Your target price that you want to be looking at for wood chips is $263 per 1,000 litres. Max price you really would be hoping to see would be $279. Now, just to put this into perspective, max price on here is $720 per 1,000 for barley on normal mode, and I had a fraction above that with barley for this time lapse that's just gone. I can't remember what it was, but it's actually higher than that. So it means that my barley I got was like exceptionally well priced. But his price list does seem to be reasonably accurate. 263 is the target we should be going for. 279 is about the best you can hope for wood chips per 1,000 litres. And we're being offered 317 per 1,000 litres. So that's actually a really good price. Wool. We can have a look at wool while we're here. Wool right there, 2,100, 2,300 being the best you can hope for. is offering 2,300 at the moment. So anything above 2,000 for wool on easy setting is pretty good. That's the kind of thing that we want to be looking for. Without 317, that is an exceptionally good price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the lime up, and we'll get that done in a minute. And then I'm not going to worry about lime for today. We're going to go and we're just going to get rid of a couple more trees, because there are more trees that we can take out using the wood chipper. That would be the one to use for it. So we'll get that one. Oh, you know how many we've got left? We've got 4 left to do. You know what? That one can keep unloading a second, and I will quickly switch over to this tractor. Turn you off and turn you off. And then I'll go back to you like that. And I'm just going to lower that one down. And we're going to stop doing this for a minute. I'm not going to worry about it, because what I want to do is I want to get... Not you. No, we're going to go to you. I'm going to load you up. I'm actually just going to leave that trailer right there. I'm going to take the front weight off. So I'm going to come up here where I've got the small stuff. And I'm going to leave the front weight right there in front of that fence. I'm going to get this wood chipper hooked on. And we're going to start loading up a few wood chips. I'm going to start doing a little bit of wood chipping. I wasn't actually planning to do this today. But I think it would be a good idea. We can get this wood chipping done. Then we can load up those trailers and get that lorry over there onto the trailers and get that sort of done and dusted. But it might be good, because then we could get rid of them. And we haven't got that expense, because the lorry itself is a rather expensive beastie. And we've got that one on lease, as well as the trailers. So having the whole thing being leased, that's going to be costing us quite a bit of money. And so ultimately, this is going to save us a lot of money if we get rid of all of these. I don't need to get rid of anything up there. We've got nothing to worry about up there. It's just a line of trees up through here. We've got a load of deciduous trees that I think that we can safely remove now. So if I just start that one up, lower it in. It should. Get this right. There, I heard it. It's getting it right. It's not quite wanting to do it. I can go in there and I can... That's taking the stump out, though. And that's not the bit that I want to do. I think what we need to do is we need to raise it up first. Because the saw part of it seems to be just out in front ever so slightly. So you've got to bring it in a little bit to a time, if you remember. There we go. Right. Now, I can bring that in, and then I can start using the stump grinder on it as well. So at the moment we've got 17,800 litres in there. And I lower that down, and that's going to keep going through the stump. So it got rid of the whole stump. That's all gone. Right. First one is out. We've got another one up there. We can get rid of that one. We won't be able to remove the toilet that we've got there. I wonder if I can lower this down and do it like this. So I didn't actually plan to do this today. I was going to do this at some point. This was definitely on my to-do list. Remove a load more of these trees out of the way. But I just wasn't planning to do it today. It is difficult sometimes. I think what we might do for that one, just sometimes it does seem to be a little bit easier just to do this. Get the old chainsaw going. There we go. Bring you in and slice you off, and then we can bring, once I've got a couple more bits in, I'll get the lorry and I'll get that one loaded. As for the lorry itself, it would be good to keep it for the auto load feature on the trailer, but I'm not worried about that at the moment, and I'm not sort of planning to do very much forestry at the moment either. So we've got there's a handful of trees here that might benefit from it, but generally speaking, no, it's not something that we're going to be using. Now that right there, unfortunately, has left a bit of something behind. Sometimes you've got to do it like this. Or at least you're used to. And it would work. There, see, it's worked. It's taken that bit out now. And I've had to do that before now. I've had to do that a few times. Right, don't take out those redwood trees. Do those separately and on their own, because they generally, we have found now, cause a lot of problems. Now, I'm at the moment... Oh, it's actually cut through it. I didn't expect it to cut through it. Sometimes it'll cut through it with the stump grinder. Sometimes it won't. You back over this way and grind out that stump as well. So I've now got 57,000 litres on board. Right. Go to our next vehicle, which is this one. And we'll unhitch that one. So this trailer here, we can use that one with the dolly and a tractor. It just doesn't work quite as well as when we get to use this truck. But this truck at the moment is costing us a vast sum of money every night. This is the majority of our leasing costs, is this truck and, well, I was going to say these trailers. These trailers are part of it, but it's this truck mostly, and then it'll be the baler as well is going to be costing us a fair slice, because that's not cheap. That's well over $100,000 for the baler on its own. I'm going to leave that tree there on that corner. I've seen no reason to remove that one, but these trees over this side, we'll remove a load of these. So bring the lorry up here, like that. Very elegantly done. We've got a pile of wood chips there next to the house, and I'm going to keep those, actually, because as we get more chicken pens, I was kind of thinking that we're going to be wanting them. That does empty out very, very fast, doesn't it? Yeah, I was kind of thinking those wood chips would be really useful. We've already used the wood chips for the sheep and the chicken pens, and so we'll use them for exactly the same thing again. We'll do some more of that. Is this going to cut or not? It's the angle of it that it doesn't seem to like. Oh, hang on. It cut there. Definitely seems to be... There, right. It did cut there, though. It definitely seems to be when it's on an angle, it does some strange things with it sometimes. So I'll bring you onto there, and then I'll lower you down and slice that piece out. And that's given us 40,000 litres of capacity wood chips already. Is this going to be one of those times where it just keeps going forever? I think it is. Yeah, we've got another one of those stumps that doesn't want to come out. I really don't like stumps that won't come out. Single most frustrating thing in existence. Stumps you can't get rid of. That's what I would really like to see in the terrain editors. As an addition to the terrain editor in this game, I know that a lot of people would really like to see, as an addition to the terrain editor, the ability to add back in the grass and stuff like that. Something that I personally would like to see above, as more of a priority than the grass thing, is the ability to remove stuff like this. Right? The ability to go and remove stumps. Just to remove trees, maybe even put trees in. And yeah, it should cost, if you're using the landscaping tools to do it, I definitely think it should cost money to do it. But it's something that I would love to see. I would dearly love to see that added in as a feature, where you can go through and... nice. Okay, we got that in. You'd be able to go in with your landscaping, and you can remove the tree stumps that you can't quite see there. You know, it will tell you, it will show up on like the guide, the gauge on the screen, tell you that there's a tree actually in there that you can't see at the moment, and it will get rid of it for you. I would so love for that to be a thing. I really would. I cannot begin to describe how important that would be to me. It would be absolutely wonderful. So I don't know if it ever will be. I know they said that they are working on adding some extra features to it. But whether removing the trees will be a thing that they add to it, or modifying trees in any way will be a thing they add to it, we've got no way of knowing. It's at the moment that would be 100% pure guesswork as to whether we'd ever know anything like that. I think that one's full. The visual on it isn't full, but I think it is actually full. Yeah. Pretty certain that one's full. Right, in which case I'm going to stop you right there, and I'm going to run over to you. We're going to start up, and we're going to get going. 170,000 litres of wood chips, and we are going nowhere with them. Yes! We are going absolutely nowhere with these wood chips. Nowhere at all. It's just not happening, is it? It's going to happen eventually. Yeah, you know what I was doing there? I was getting myself a nice little screenshot because I thought that would actually be quite cool. Right. Let's get going. We've got, if I press N on there and then N on that one. We put the straps on. Yeah, I've been a good boy. I've put the straps down over the load so that we don't have wood chips blowing off and wood dust blowing into the... well, just getting swept off and distracting traffic, that sort of thing. None of which is acceptable behavior. Right, so where is the fastest way to go? We've looked at this previously. I think possibly the fastest way to go is up there, up that track there, up to there, along and up that way, and then into the sawmill. No, I don't really think it is. I think it's just straight along there, cross a railway crossing and up that road. I think that's probably the fastest way. We're going to go up round this way anyway, just to see if we can do it, and to take the scenic route, just for once. We don't always take the scenic route, but I think it would be nice to take the scenic route today. I think that what we'll do, we're not really going to have time to do another load of this today, I don't think. But I think what we will do is the beginning of our next episode, we will do one more load of this, and then I think that'll be enough. So 4 trailer loads of wood chips, 340,000 litres of wood chips at 300 per thousand. It's not going to be too bad. That's a reasonable amount of cash being injected into the system. And then once we've done that, we will return the lorry and the trailers and the dolly. We'll return the whole lot. It'll all go back. Whoa, 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 whoa. Steady, steady, steady. Let's go across here. Last thing we want is for that crossing to come down while we're trying to get across. That's kind of like my one fear as I come up round, is something like that happening. I've also got to be careful turning with this one, because it's very easy to start jackknifing all of these trailers. They do. It sort of starts to sway, and then when you go around the corner a little bit too fast, he starts to lean over a bit, and doesn't like it. I do quite like that. It is like a little sort of bit towards realism right there. And now I'm thinking that this picture here might actually be slightly better looking than the one I took previously, if I can get it to go in a straight line as we go up through here. Sort of. Okay, I need to pay attention to where I'm going, or this is going to get messy. Bring it up to there, straight down. Whoa, easy, tiger. Up round there. I have done this before. I have definitely done this before. So we bring it in here, and then you gotta bring it round in a circle. You can't really back. Well, I can't back with this one. I know that there are people watching who would be able to back with this without any trouble whatsoever. That's one issue we do have with this particular trailer mod. It does do that, and I could alter it, and I could have it tip through the back door. Actually, let me just do that a minute. We've got 17,500 right there. Let it close down. And then if I press U, it should, once I've done that bit there, tip side grain door. Right, so it's the back now. So get rid of that and then do the tipping again. They did, I think they altered it so that it does tip a little bit faster doing it this way as well, which I think is quite good, although it's still fairly slow. It's not too bad. Right, so we got another 9.5 grand there. So bring the next one round, and I've got to select the trailer in order to be able to tip. The cover doesn't come off automatically when you tip, which I think it should. I do think it should. So we'll tip all of that lot out there, and then we're going to start heading back. So yeah, I'm not sure about cows. I might do a weekly question just to cover the cow conundrum to see whether people want it. With $27,000 there. So we go back and we get another such a trailer load. We are going to get another $54,000 in total on this, which is going to put us to well over $200,000 in total to our name, which is going to be absolutely brilliant because that's a pile more money that we've got. And then we should be able to, actually with that lot, we ought to be able to buy some more land. That's kind of the next thing we want to do, is buy a bit more land, so then we can start expanding the chicken empire. At least that's the general idea. So cows at the moment, we'll put those on the back burner. We will aim towards expanding chickens and sheep, because the sheep are starting to produce a bit with the wool. And plus, it'll be nice to see how much money we can make from breeding the sheep up and then selling them. So, you know, sell, once the pen is full, sell 10% of the sheep and then let them rebuild back up again, that sort of thing. And we'll expand the horses as well, so we've got more income coming from them. And then we want to be focusing on buying the land that we can see in front of us here. Some of you have said that you'd like me to go and buy everything on this map. And I said about how the basic Giants maps are not all that popular. I guess I have been slightly influenced by all the, you know, when you drop below the line. You drop below the line on Facebook and Twitter, on feeds on there. Everything is filled with hate, right? It just seems to be hate from everywhere. It's awful. It genuinely is awful. You see very little praise coming from anywhere. And then the hatred gets really personal towards anybody that dares say anything nice. But you've got to remember that the people who are doing the hating are such a tiny, minuscule percentage of the overall people who play the game. And the people, you know, the people who love the game, they're busy playing it. They're not busy writing hate messages on the forums. So I do have to sort of separate that bit out. And I got the impression that, once again, everybody hated the Giants maps. But from the comments that I got, the feedback that I got from people watching this series, a lot of you really love the map, especially with the fact that we can do terraforming as well. You really like the feel of it. A lot of you are saying that it does feel like the countryside. You know, there are bits that you'd like to change, yeah, sure. But a lot of you, I really am getting a strong sense of appreciation for the maps this time round. And I must say, it's a really nice, refreshing change, to be honest. To have this sort of really, really strong positive feedback about the basic Giants maps, because I was starting to think I was the only person that actually enjoyed them. Turns out that maybe I'm not, that maybe a lot of you really like them as well. Anyway, I have run out of time, so if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.